Ever since they left you, regret has been eating them up. It did not look like regret at first. It looked like distance, like a clean break, like they had already decided to move on without looking back. The way they left made it seem like everything was clear on their side. Even if it was not clear for you, you were left trying to understand what changed, why they acted like nothing needed to be explained. You may have questioned yourself in that moment. You went over everything, wondering if you missed something, or if you could have done things differently. You tried to make sense of how something that felt real could ended in such a quiet and distant way. That part stayed with you longer than you expected. At first, they stayed in that same mindset. They told themselves that leaving was the right decision. They focused on moving forward and avoided looking back too much. It helped them feel in control of the situation, even if that control was temporary. Over time, that feeling began to change. It did not happen all at once. It showed up in small moments they did not expect. Certain memories came back without warning. What they pushed aside began to return in a way they could not ignore. They started to feel the right weight of what they left behind. The distance they created no longer felt as simple as it did before. The clarity they believed they had started to fade. They began to question their decision in ways they did not at the beginning. Regret does not always come as a loud realization. Sometimes it builds slowly through repeated thought that do not go away. It grows in quiet moments when there is nothing else to distract from. The more they think about it, the more they begin to understand what they worked away from. They started to see the situation differently. The way you showed up begins to stand out in their memory. The consistency you had, the effort you gave, and the way you handled things became clearer over time. What once felt normal to them now feels different because it is no longer there. They begin to notice what is missing in a steady and quiet way. The things they once overlooked started to feel important. The things they once ignored began to make more sense. That is where regret deepens. You are no longer in that same place. You have already moved through your part of the situation. You have already accepted what happened. Even if it was difficult, that acceptance allows you to move forward without holding on to what they did not see at the time. For them, it is different. They are now sitting with the outcome of their decision. The distance they created is something they have to experience fully. And through that experience, the understanding grows even when they try to distract themselves. That feeling returns in quietly. That feelings returns in quiet moments, reminding them of what they chose to leave behind. Thank you for watching this episode to the end. I say a very big thank you to everyone who has always been supporting this page, especially my new subscribers. You are all welcome to this page. And to my returning subscribers, I say a very big thank you to you all for your massive love and support.